Welcome back. Now, as you may have seen with the upcoming Dreamcast title Power Stone, the next generation of 3D fighting games are beginning to use their entire environment as a more integral part of the game.
Ah, they're taking it from wrestling games. But you know, Ehrgeiz is on the way. It's already been released in Japan, and it's definitely fitting in that next-gen fighting territory. But does it stack up?
Ever since its announcement in late 1997, Ehrgeiz has been among the most eagerly awaited games for the PlayStation. The excitement was understandable considering the collaboration of Squaresoft and Namco. Unfortunately, many of those who have been eagerly anticipating the game's release might be disappointed in the final results. The title of the game comes from a sword that represents the strongest fighter in the world. The game follows the pattern of Tekken 3, with elaborate stories and subplots, animated in high-quality motion-captured FMV, and broadens its appeal with the inclusion of characters from the Final Fantasy series. The gameplay follows Dream Factory's Tobal series, in that fighters battle it out in a 3D arena. Although the game includes the addition of an unintuitive blocking system, which requires you to leave the joystick neutral in order to block high, while pressing guard makes your characters crouch and block low. Expect to spend some time getting used to this blocking mechanism, especially considering that you will find yourself with your back to your opponent on many occasions. Graphics in the game are among the best on the PlayStation, yet they are not as impressive as Tobal 2. The game, though, has impressive visuals and high resolution, and it moves at 60 frames per second. At the same time, the camera offers up some of the most awkward angles ever in a 3D fighter. Ehrgeiz is a faithful port of an arcade game that just doesn't stand up to other games in its genre. Despite the impressive graphics, there's just not much of a game here. Che Chu from VideoGames.com gives it a 5.8 out of 10.
And I've played it. It's fun, but my vote is still on Power Stone.
Hey, you still can't rip Tekken 3 out of my hands.
Commandos Behind Enemy Lines was a squad-based game that involved stealth, strategy, and a good use of a sniper rifle. And now Eidos has released an expansion pack.
We have Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty on the grill. Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty is a standalone expansion pack to the original Commandos Behind Enemy Lines. Behind Enemy Lines was a surprise hit. It cleverly combined strategy, puzzle, and action elements to create an unusual and exciting game. And at first glance, Beyond the Call of Duty is more of the same with a few new bells and whistles. The Beyond the Call of Duty expansion pack has 8 missions, while the original had 3 times that many. And this time around, the game is even more difficult. It starts out frustrating and stays that way. The original Commandos was satisfying because its puzzle-like situations had specific solutions. By comparison, the missions for Beyond the Call of Duty seem clumsier. After completing a mission, it often seems like it happened by luck instead of good level design on the developer's part. The interface doesn't really lend itself to multitasking, since the Commandos are slow to respond and need to be micromanaged. And it certainly isn't any easier in this game, since all of the hotkeys have been switched around and players are not allowed to customize their keyboards. While there have been subtle changes, many of them adversely affect gameplay. Overall, fans of the original game will enjoy Beyond the Call of Duty because of the inherent similarity to the original. However, gamers new to the series will likely become frustrated with insanely difficult levels and cumbersome controls. Greg Kasavin of Gamespot.com gave Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty a rating of 6.6 out of 10.
If you want to read the full review of Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty, you can find it on the Gamespot.com website.
And if you're looking for the video game reviews, you'll find the latest titles, including Ehrgeiz, at the VideoGames.com website. Coming up on GameSpot TV, we have a preview of Squaresoft's epic role-playing game Final Fantasy VIII. And Dave Salvatore from Computer Gaming World shows us the latest in PC hardware.